What's up? Welcome back to MoMo on the Move. Today's special guest, we have my bestie Sterling.
What's up, what's up?
Yes, today we're going to be talking about Alan's Cabin, our little short film that we made. I don't know if you've seen it on YouTube or on Instagram. We'll drop the link below. But yeah, we're going to talk about the process behind it for any of you who are trying to make a short film yourself. We did this with very minimum equipment, just an iPhone, a willing crew, and a dope spot to shoot it in.
That's all you need.
So we're just gonna give you a little backstory on how we got to making this short film. We got notified like the day before we planned this trip to go to Big Bear, which is like kind of like upstate New York for those East Coasters watching this. We wanted to get a cabin in the woods to escape the whole quarantine situation. So it was me, Sterling, Thor, and my cousin Jasmine and her boyfriend Alan, the star of Alan's Cabin. So yeah, my cousin sent me a link to Justin Baldoni's 6 Feet Apart experiment, which was a chance for filmmakers, a competition for filmmakers to make something, to make a film during quarantine and following CDC guidelines while creating something cool and relevant and something that would catch the audience.
Right.
So we created the script like the day before.
It was the day before we went to the Big Bear trip.
Yeah.
In fact, you called me that morning. You're like, hey, listen, this is crazy experiment that we could possibly do and get paid for. And I was like, oh, okay, well, what does it entail? And we went into the details. We literally got to your house and sat there for what, 9 hours?
Yeah, well, we had to create a whole script and had to talk to everybody. So I know we're going on vacation and all, but we need to win this competition. $50,000.
Vacation is great,
yeah.
But $50,000 to make a movie, that's even better.
And he's always had like this idea of shooting a thriller in the cabins. I was like, when else are we gonna go to the cabin again? Because I'm not paying for this.
It couldn't have been a better time to do it, honestly.
Yeah.
It really couldn't have been. So.
Yeah, and then my cousin Jasmine, she's handy behind the camera. So that was great. And the only really equipment that we had was Sterling's gimbal. So that's why everything kind of looked pretty smooth for the most part.
Yeah, like that would be like an added asset to film, but you don't need that. That was just more of a creative choice I decided to stick with because I wanted the shots very fluid. But again, you could just take a stick and put it up there and hold the camera up and you'll still get the same shots. It'll look good as long as your vision is on point.
Right. So we got the idea from Sterling's previous idea, or like, let's just shoot this while we're there. Mm-hmm. Let's make it as simple as possible. All they needed for this this competition was either a proof of concept, which is like a little short video kind of telling you what the whole film is going to be about, or you write the script. And I wasn't trying to write a whole script, and like we had like 2 weeks to get this all done.
I mean, people generally write scripts within a year, if that, maybe even 9 months. But to get a project so late in the game and then just kind of develop a script that quick, and we came up with about 10
and getting
pages.
Everybody on board, like no problem.
Yeah.
It's always good to get your friends involved. They'll do whatever you want.
Yeah.
They'll do whatever. Thor's been dying to be a whole star, so we put him in front of the camera, and that's what he was.
Great creative choice.
Think fast.
That was actually pretty good. He came through with quite a bit pieces through the entire film, so I'm very proud of that.
Yeah.
Good.
So the process of making this whole movie. So I call up Sterling. He comes over. We just start. I'm really good at writing, but I get really like stuck in my head. I have writer's block, so I need someone to tell me what to write sometimes. So that's what Sterling was there for, and he was just spilling out ideas. And each character that we had was just who we are in real life. Except Sterling's not that uptight.
No,
definitely not. But the situation we had to make relevant to what was happening.
Right.
So that is why we made it related to Corona, because obviously we are still in it, and we don't know when the end is going to be.
No, still
which is pretty fucking scary, and that is why we made this whole thing a suspenseful thriller, because we don't know if he's actually going to find a cure for Corona.
Mm-hmm.
So then we get to the cabin. I don't think we started shooting right away, did we?
No. We wanted to relax a minute.
Yeah, I think we got lit.
We did.
We got lit. Had to settle in, debrief.
I think the most important part was the hot tub. We had to get that.
Oh,
in.
yes.
We had to get that in.
Yes.
But yeah, we settled in for a bit for the night, relaxed.
Yeah, I think our first day was having fun, and then the first half of the second day is when we got everything done.
Yeah, do you remember when I had to wait in line at Starbucks for like 3 hours?
Sterling was so excited. He's like, guys, I'm gonna get you guys all coffee before we start. We kind of butter them up so they didn't hate us towards the end, because they've never been on set before, so they don't know what it takes, how many times we have to shoot the same thing to get different angles. So we had to butter them up and made them pancakes, fruits, scrambled eggs, and bacon, while Sterling went on like an hour coffee run because there was only one Starbucks in the middle of Big Bear. Yeah. So they were nice, full of focus. We got them working, but I think that was a solid, how many hours of shooting did we do?
No
breaks.
Yeah, no breaks. It was definitely a full 8. And if anything, maybe 8.5. Because we were
which was pretty fast.
Yeah, because we ended up stopping around like it was 4:30 or something like that, because you guys everyone wanted to go.
Yeah, we wanted a jet ski and just
like actually have vacation time. So I'm definitely glad we made that work. Like have the work relation and then also have the fun part of it too.
Yeah.
And then the after we had this whole jet ski trip, it was super fun. Went out and had some food. Then it was kind of like the final finale.
Yeah, we had to do the night scene where I was, Little Miss Nosy. Touching Sterling's equipment. I didn't know what it was for, and then that's when he, blew up on me and told me that his mother died, and that is why he had to find a cure for Corona.
Yeah. I even want to mention that Monica's editing is phenomenal. I mean...
Also learned how to edit on Final Cut Pro for the first time just for this.
Unbelievable. Absolutely. You had me caught right when you were coming upstairs. Like the angles and everything that you edited together, beautiful. Looked really good.
Yeah.
It definitely fit my vision that I was kind of wanting this to be, and I'm glad that you also got it too, right? Did you?
Yeah, no, I think it came out great. I kind of predicted like what it was gonna look like towards the end, just because I was the one editing it. 1 and 2, I just saw all the shots that Jasmine, like how she angled everything. The fridge shot, great.
That was great audio. That was just great audio. You really nailed that. You did.
Yeah, I didn't think I was gonna nail that one. Yeah, so we didn't really have a microphone.
That was I suppose with a camera, if anything, to make things and these are facts that I'm learning as I'm going to. People can forgive a scene if it looks a little shoddy, looks a little dark, but people are a lot less forgiving when you have bad sound. And
that's true. So our sound wasn't the best for what we had, but I think it came out pretty good.
I think it came out amazing.
For no microphone.
For like no microphone at all. I think it came out pretty dang amazing.
So yes, if you're ever trying to create a short or a video of any kind, just make sure the audio is there, because people will turn it off if it's not.
If they can't stand it, they won't listen. I think that's also another important thing too. You could spend maybe $20 on a microphone. It doesn't have to be crazy, but it definitely just has to
sound good.
Has to pick up some of the audio. So
should we tell them about like what the whole thing is gonna be about, like what our concept was gonna be?
Well,
or should we leave it for a part 2?
I think we should leave it for a part 2. Because I want to get people excited. I mean, one of the very first and last questions that we asked people when they watched this film was, would you like to see more? And resoundingly, we got a yes from everyone we showed this to. And hopefully you two viewers...
Pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, pleasantly surprised. Hopefully we can get more people to see it. I want to get more vibrant with this thing. Hopefully we can...
Yeah, and whoever comments on the YouTube video on what the part 2 should be, whoever makes the best comment or gives us the best idea for part 2 wins a free MoMo Move hat.
Is that maroon?
Yeah, this is maroon, man.
That is okay. Hold on. Sorry guys. I gotta
put it on.
Yeah, I love maroon. This is like my favorite color.
Yeah, this should be your second MoMo Move hat.
Little big. This is great.
You can adjust. They're adjustable.
These are adjustable. Okay.
Anyway, so after we, created this film, submitted it, we were on a time crunch because we had like 2 weeks to film it, to edit it, to write like a treatment, make a production plan. There was a lot that went behind it other than the video. A lot of writing. They extended the deadline.
Yeah, we were struggling to
make sure it looked good, had all the paperwork correct. Like, I think we wrote over like 40 pages of words.
It was about 40 pages or so. But ultimately, when it came down to when we submitted, we had maybe a day or two left, and then they extended it
for like another month.
And I was like, wow, it was a lot. But we do know that we can work under pressure.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
I work better under pressure.
Man,
and when I have time, I just let the time go by. And I'm
always,
like, oh my God, I got plenty.
Always positive thinking. I think we did pretty damn well for this project. And by the way, this is one of the very first projects Monica and I worked on together.
Yes, and I could, after working with him, like, I can see working with him in the future. Like, thank God, because if we couldn't, then we're just gonna not mix business and pleasure.
We would have found out real quick.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're really good with directing people. I think a couple of life lessons that I learned while I was on set is definitely talking with your actors, making sure that they see your vision, but work them through it. It may take a couple tries, but ultimately we're people at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So.
Try to do what I can, but Sterling was very understanding. He was very clear on what he wanted, which was great. He's a very great communicator when it comes to being on set, which I appreciated. But yeah, for the feedback, so we're here because you may or may not know, I wrote it on my Instagram post that we did not make it, or so we believe. The feedback on the Alan's Cabin was great, kind of.
It was good.
It was good. It wasn't bad. It wasn't great.
It was good. As far as generalizing everything together, as for the set production, what they could see as the vision, if this could be made into a feature film, yes. They all said resoundingly yes. It's just now is not the right time.
Right. They said that our marketability probably isn't there right now, just because people are already anxious and uncertain of where this coronavirus is going and what direction it's heading. We're not over it yet. We're still in the middle of it. So they just thought people would leave the movie theaters more anxious and more uncertain, and that's just not what people go to movies for. I guess they saw movies as an escape from reality. So I think they were just looking for a happy movie, and ours was all suspense and thriller and like, what's gonna happen? Is Thor gonna die or is he gonna live? Who knows?
So, and I mean, that's kind of like the ultimate thing too. We could have made a project like that, but we made our project with our vision. Yeah. And it came out to the best of our abilities. So I couldn't be any more proud. I really couldn't.
Also, like, I feel like shooting anything in a cabin has to be like a horror movie or a thriller or
How
suspense.
many cabin movies have you seen that are actually
that things go well?
Yeah.
Not many. Maybe that would have been the unpredictability of it.
That could have been, yeah. Be like, what, the guy finds the love of his life next door?
Oh, I guess. But yes, comment below on what you think part 2 should be. I hope this helped for any filmmakers out there who wanted to create. Just know you don't really need much. As long as you have the drive, the will, and the creativity to get it done, that's all you need. That's all it takes.
That's all it takes.
Shoot it on your phone. You should be good.
It'll work. It definitely will. And it'll show your vision, your creativity, and your hard work. So,
catch us next time on the next episode of MoMo on the Move.
Cheers.